And hello, my friends. Welcome to another Color and Chat. I am Ruth, and welcome to my channel, Colorful Ruth. So today I'm starting off testing out and swatching some Crayola brush markers. I wanted to see if I could find some lower cost items to play around with so I wouldn't have such fear of using up all my supplies. And I thought that you guys might enjoy watching the swatching while I chat. And then I'm going to color a mandala out of a new mandala coloring book that I got from Color It off of Amazon. And I'm recording this as a voiceover, so this will be about as much as the chat that has to do with the actual video than the rest of this. So this week was pretty good for me. Work was hectic, and I didn't get much coloring done. I did get the dots page that I started last week completed, and I also colored. I had apparently skipped a page, and so I colored the page before that, which was one of the line drawings. I just don't find that very interesting to watch back, so I'm probably going to skip the dots and lines from now on and go more towards something that's a little bit more fun to watch, hopefully for you and for me. And so I hope you're enjoying watching the swatching and the coloring of a mandala. I really like mandalas. I like drawing mandalas. I like coloring mandalas. I like looking at other people's mandalas. I always feel like when I draw my own that my creativity is a lot less than what other people have, but they're still fun nonetheless to draw. I don't have a really big repertoire of how to draw a mandala. I basically do leaves and flowers and lotus stuff and dots and swirls and bubbles and coloring in negative space with black markers. It's fun to draw. It's fun to color other people's mandalas because then you can just concentrate on the actual coloring rather than stressing, or at least for me, stressing about what to do next in terms of drawing. I guess I haven't really mastered the point of drawing mandalas, but I do like coloring them. Apparently, one of the Jade Summer coloring pages I'm doing out of Magical Swirls this week is a mandala, or I would consider the center part of it. And I enjoy doing the Roy G. Biv colors in it. I just find it pleasing to my eye. But that's not about this. That's a later video. Other channel stuff, I'm thinking about, I was digging through Project Gutenberg because I like to read open source, and I read someplace that Agatha Christie stories were out in public domain now, and so I was excited about that. But they hadn't made it to Project Gutenberg. But instead, I did find some short stories that I might put as voiceovers this week on the Jade Summers videos, because the music ones, personally, they're fine to watch for me, but I do enjoy having background noise on of hearing people talk, keeping me company. So I think I'm going to try to read a couple of short stories as voiceovers over that. So let me know what you think of them. A lot of the stuff that's public domain now are quite a bit older stories, obviously, because the copyrights have expired. And people just interacted differently back in the 1800s and early 1900s, and that's apparent in the writings of fiction from back then. So I'm trying to keep an open mind, and I did find a couple of stories that I found a little humorous and a little lighthearted, and hopefully you guys enjoy them as well, hearing me read. So I'm running out of things to talk about, apparently. Doing voiceovers is a lot harder than one would imagine. It's easier sometimes as you're coloring to think of things to talk about, trying to just come up with things to talk about while, well, currently I'm sitting in my car doing this before a hair appointment. So, yeah. You know, I watch this YouTuber called Peter Draws, and you probably have run across him. He's quirky and whatnot and snappy, and he always does these voiceovers, and I'm like, he always sounds like so interesting when he does this, and he's just rambling, which is what I'm doing now, but personally, I don't find myself as interesting as he. But he's also been doing YouTube videos for like 5+ years, and he has some practice rambling over voiceover. But it's cold here, and one of the stories I found had to do with some children creating an ice child and the hijinks that ensue with them and their parents and the ice child. In fact, I think it's by Nathaniel Hawthorne. It's called Snow Image, and like, I believe he wrote the Scarlet Letter, so it's that time frame type of interaction, like I was speaking before. And I was never a big fan of the Scarlet Letter. I think it's because I had to read it in high school, and well, I rarely enjoyed novels I had to read, but if I would come across what they would be considered great American novels outside of the classroom, at least in high school, I enjoyed them quite a bit. I enjoyed, let's see, some of the first science fiction I ever read before I realized there was a science fiction genre was Jules Verne. And I found him on Project Gutenberg too, so maybe he has some shorter stories, because I know he did publish stuff serially. And in fact, I think that's how 100 Around the World in 80 Days occurred. So I think I might find some stuff to read as voiceovers, just stuff that interests me. I do enjoy a good science fiction, fantasy, high fantasy novel type of stuff. But that didn't really come into play until, I guess it was Tolkien. He really did start that whole genre, and his copyright's never going to expire the way they have it set up. So we'll never get the opportunity to read that aloud over YouTube videos. Maybe I can find some other interesting stories, some shorter reads. The short story I have earmarked for this week, at least, is about 6,000 words, so that should take some time. So maybe I won't have to fast forward the video quite as much when I put it together. I'm not really quite sure how fast this video is going to go or how much I'm going to ramble. I've been going for apparently 7 minutes now, so yay me. I'm probably going to wrap it up in a little bit, because I do have to go out and get my hair done today. It's Saturday. Get some snow and ice. So I'm trying to get all my Saturday errands done before the winter weather starts. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're enjoying listening to me ramble while I color in my book. I've probably done swatching by now. In the description, I'll leave a comment as to how I liked the Crayola brush markers, a particular coloring book that I got, and I'll probably link it too. I don't do any affiliate links currently as of this moment when I'm speaking. I may do it in the future. I haven't decided yet. I mean, I'm just starting out, so it's kind of ostentatious. Yeah, maybe that's the proper word, to start putting links in my description. Because A, this is a hobby. B, I would be buying this stuff regardless. And C, it just doesn't feel right to me right now, so I'm going to avoid that currently. But if in the future things actually continue to go forward and progress, and I gain viewership and subscribers and whatnot, I may change my opinion. Everyone's allowed to change their opinion. It's allowed. You're allowed. I'm running out of things to talk about, and I've been talking long enough. Hopefully you're having a good day, you're staying warm if it's cold, and you're staying cool if it's warm. Having a good time. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.